Are studying tidal generation, and they're doing it in North Lubec. They have a substation located there. They really have some interesting things. They're looking to take advantage of our tides here in Lubec, and they are grid connected. So Bob Lewis, John Ferlin, and Glenn Marquis are here from ORPC, and they're going to give us an update on your activities.
Great. Thank you, John. I'll start. Before I start, would you like to keep folks in the audience as well?
Sure. Are you going to utilize your, is this part of this?
That's just me.
Nope.
Oh.
She thinks we're following her around.
I did the same thing last time. Yeah, Jimmy did it for you.
Around, fine. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. All right. My name is John Ferlin. I'm the Vice President of Project Development with Ocean Power. Glenn is with me, and Bob's hiding in the back of the room. I know that you know them. We want to give you an update on our project, but I want to do something, first of all, we think is very important. And that is, I want to thank you as the elected leaders and administrators of the town of Lubec and the citizens of Lubec as well. We have embarked on a long journey with our project. It's had a beginning. That's a first step, and we're hoping that there will be many years of sustainable operation, not only in the waters of your community, but with your neighboring community of Eastport as well. We have thoroughly enjoyed being assimilated into the community and becoming part of the business community here. And we have been participating in the Fisherman's Memorial effort, the outstanding marathon program that was held over the summer, and we've begun participating in the school system as well. We're hoping that we can continue those efforts and do more over time. We had a great time in Eastport a couple weeks ago, and part of the reason for success was there were 2 boatloads of Lubec citizens who came to join us. We had a public information fair about our project. Our turbine generator unit was out of the water. When we'll talk about that, there was an opportunity to have people come in and see it up close, and then learn about what we've been learning through our environmental monitoring around our interaction with fisheries and marine mammals and seabirds, and what it's like to have our equipment on the ocean floor, and scientifically how we do that, what our instrumentation has been to do that, and people were very excited and had great questions and gave us a lot of support. There were over 80 people that came. There was nearly 20 that came out of that. And some of you were in that group, so thank you for joining with us. I wanted to also let you know this. We often host visitors from around the world, and there's been multiple countries where representatives have come to this region of Maine to understand what we're doing with tidal energy. And next week, in collaboration with the University of Maine, we're hosting a delegation of visitors from northern Japan. And they are interested in the University of Maine's tidal energy R&D program. They're interested in ORPC's tidal energy technology, but also our approach to siting and overall project development. They're also highly interested in the role that local host communities play and the relationship between developing a new industry in marine waters and having acceptance by the local community. And we would like you folks to join us. We have sent out invitations this next Wednesday, and I hope you can make it and join us at our office over at Eastport. Before I introduce Glenn, there's a lot that we do to make our project work well. It has to do with engineering and technology and siting and environmental monitoring and getting licenses and permits, but nothing moves forward in our industry with a company like ours without you folks wanting this type of activity in your community and without you embracing a company like ours to become part of your community. So thank you very, very much. We've gotten off to a successful start, and a lot of it has to do with the role that you folks play. So thank you. Glenn, that's all I'm doing.
Great, thanks, John. Again, my name is Glenn, Project Development Manager for ORPC. Thank you again for fitting us in tonight. Looks like you have a pretty full agenda, so I'll attempt to be.
You're all here for you.
I will be brief. As John mentioned, we thought it would be prudent to give you a quick update on the project's status. You know, we've had a great year. We made some history together last year with the installation of our first high-gen power system in Caustic Bay in August of 2012. Since that time, you know, the first unit's gone through its paces. We've collected a vast amount of performance data, systems data, environmental data, and have really put this unit through its test. As you may recall, it's under federal license to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission through its pilot licensing program, intended to do just that, to test these new technologies, to measure and mitigate against any kind of effects to the environment the unit would have. So we're very pleased with the first year of operation. You know, there has been a lot of lessons learned, both on the staff level, as well as working in conjunction with our partner CPM constructors to develop a little bit more of the on-water expertise as far as installation and removal and inspection of this device. John mentioned that the unit is currently out of the water. We retrieved it in mid-July. You know, it's always been written into our FERC license to basically perform an annual inspection and maintenance on the device, and so we're taking this time to do that. Again, it's a toe-to-tail inspection, complete analysis of all the system components, be it mechanical connections, you know, bearings, generator, all the way to the electrical components and the wiring and the interconnection and the communications aspect with the onshore station on Lubec. So it's been terrific. We have, again, learned a lot. We've identified some of the weaker points in the system. We're going to take advantage of this time out of the water and really identify and implement design improvements that would make the next systems even that much better, so that we can actually move to a commercial stage of development, which is, of course, a goal of the company. So, you know, it's out of the water. We're going to take the time necessary, whether that's 6 months or up to a year, to really make sure that these design improvements are made satisfactory for the company, for our engineering staff, and for our contractor. You know, it's going to lead to an increased knowledge base of certainly the hydrogen unit, but as some of you may recall, we're also designing a floating off-grid module, is what we call it. And basically that system is going to be on tension mooring lines and anchored. And we've kicked around the idea, and it has since been accepted by the agencies to basically install a prototype of that mooring system within our licensed Costco site out here. It makes a lot of sense. The area seems to be recognized by the mariners and by the public as a tidal energy demonstration area. And so rather than take up more real estate in the bay, we're very excited to install and test out the mooring concept in Caustic Bay, the manageable water depths, and to see how that system might react to the tidal conditions out here locally. That's going to directly inform some of the decisions and engineering plans for the Western Passage project. As you may recall, as part of our 5 megawatt power purchase agreement, you know, a lion's share of that project will occur over in Western Passage and would include, you know, several, I mean, you know, this would be represented by close to 18 of these turbine generator units in various configurations. And so this is really going to be an opportunity for us to step up our technology development efforts. And so we want to make sure that we're clear with why we're out of the water and what the intentions are going forward. And just to reiterate John's sentiment, again, just want to thank you for the ongoing support, and we certainly look forward to your participation next week. It'll be an interesting time for us all next week, so appreciate your help on this. With that, I mean, we don't want to take up any more time, but certainly we'd be happy to try to answer any questions that the board has.
First, I'd like to say thank you. I remember when this first started, and John came in to address the board with a drawing. How many years ago was that?
Oh gosh, almost 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate your efforts, and we look forward to working with you.
And you should have all received, I do see a copy of the letter. We took some time to put together a comprehensive summary of things, which hopefully we recap that for you. So if there's any questions as you look through that further, don't hesitate to reach out.
And when is the meeting on Wednesday?
It's going to be a lunchtime meeting, so 12 to 1:30, I believe, is what we're hoping for.
And you said you sent out. Very good. Thank you.
I just want to say that ORPC has been wonderful to work with. You guys put a spotlight on our community. You've listened to people's concerns and always been open to work with everybody. And when you briefly touched on what you've done in the community, I don't think you really explained it well enough. You guys have been at almost every event, not only helping financially, but with a troop of volunteers on the ground, helping the students, and you guys have really done a good job starting when you were in our parade a few years ago. So, and it's only been better since, so thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you too, Bob. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, thanks again.
take care.
Thank you.
We've been talking to Carol Dennison. She's the owner of County Charter. She has been our tenant at the Lubec Marina. We had her here before, and we had some discussions with her. We made some changes to the lease agreement from last year. Everybody should have those. Those changes should be highlighted in yellow. We passed it around. There was another section that the selectmen discussed, and that was under section 4, sublease and assignment. They changed it to the shall not sublease any or all part of the leased park premises or assign this lease in whole or in part without the landlord's consent. Such consent not to be unreasonably withheld or delayed. Basically, where the marina was built with grant money, we do have some restrictions as to the kind of business that we can put in there. So if Carol is comfortable signing the lease going forward, Mr. Selectman, do you have any questions for Carol? I'd like to let her to the table.
You've had a chance to review everything. It's fine.
I have a question. Under section 14, quiet possession, is that in the old lease agreement?
Yes.
That's the exact same language?
Yes. The only changes are the ones in the
That's the only question I have.
Anyone else have any questions?